done it again, done it again. And again. I was like, oh, you welcome back, everybody. Totally on time. Right up until I wasn't. I have been informed by the management, and my chillins have been informed as well that this week's recording of Wheelin' Wednesday will be the full family affair. And as was pointed out in one of the comments on the Wheelin' Wednesday entitled Chaos Engines, a lot of people would drive like that if they didn't have to clean the vehicles. So we are definitely headed towards someplace without mud. It's going to be mud-free because what I have to do is I think about where we're going to go, and then I think about what are we going to drive, and then I have to charge a battery. Oh, not just burps. We got 4 mics now. We're going to get that kid good. It's going to take me a while to edit that one. Syncing up 4 mics, single camera. So, I have to charge at least 1 battery per vehicle, plus a backup battery per vehicle. So it was a process of roaming around the building and finding 4 rigs that will all take 2200s, because I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want. You know what? I don't want to deal with it. Everyone gonna be mic'd up. That's the goal. Because we bought this most recent Wheelin' Wednesday was the new Hollyland Lark Max 2, and yeah, they're pretty good. I still don't know why they advertise 10 hours of recording time. I mean, I guess the internal storage is how they advertise 10 hours. The battery is maybe good for 6. So I think it would be more fair to say 6 hours of recording time, unless you're going to stop and charge them in between. I don't know. So we'll get to find out how that works. So on the day today, there's a couple of you here. I'm going to have to 2 cameras. I can't trust any of them with a camera. Beyond that, how I'm going to keep my hands busy during this is I have to outfit the 2 vehicles that I have selected for my children more appropriately for the day out. So that's how I'm going to be keeping my hands busy. I've got a little bit of stuff to do. I've got a bunch of stuff to try to get rid of. Body cams. Got to work with what I got, man. I got this close. To buying a 360 camera this month. Maybe next month. Well, I should mean in April. Maybe. Hey, Jimbo with the 10. Starting off with the 10. Is anybody here blue yet? Or do I got to do it myself? I wish they made that FYR on a 1.9475. You think that you wish that, but I don't think that you actually wish that. Because they do make a 22475, exact same profile as the Skinny Rupture. And I think that there is a significant advantage to that 22475, having already filmed the test for it. Mr. Turner is here early, real early with the 10. It's just because I'm cheap and I want to keep my wheels. I mean, I don't think we can hide behind the cheap that much, as Amazon is a thing that exists. And there are numerous sets of wheels out there that are $20 for a set of wheels. Every day is like 30, 35. Make it blue again. Oh, if I could remember. Oh, wait. I can remember how to do it. I can't see chat for a minute. Settings. Permissions. No. Community moderation. User management. Oh, yeah, it was loaded crawlers. Paste the channel URL of a user. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Well, I mean, the idea is that it's giveaway day. I'm definitely going to try to get rid of some stuff. What width do I need for those 2.2s? If you're talking about the FYR or the rupture like this, you can indeed get away with a normal 2.2. I happen to have one on the bench right here behind me. So this is what I would call the standard width 2.2, which problematically is about 35 millimeters from outside to outside. That is well, these are like nearly a 30 millimeter ring. I am running them on the skinnies, the little skinny ones that have like an 18 millimeter ring. I think these are better. I think these are better because they give the tire some ability to wrap over. With the full width, I think it will make the sidewall too stiff. Like it won't be able to deform over at all. And with the 22475s, they don't side roll. They really don't. You would expect them to roll, but they do not roll. So I would go with the thinner ones. I've bought RC Lions. I bought two identical pairs, or two identical sets, and one came full satin. Is this a satin set? Yes. One came full satin to where the silver almost looks white, and the other ones are just regular, like, milled finish. Same seller, same price, same everything. So it's Amazon. Who knows what you're gonna get? So okay. Obviously there's enough people here. I have Susan ate some sand. Can you tell? She is like that low RPM. All the trail rigs, man. We definitely got some sand in there. Well, those who remember, Susan doesn't have a bearing. I used a 1/4 inch ball nose router bit, and I routed two matching grooves and two pieces of MDF, and then I filled them with 1/4 inch acrylic balls. So now, after all of the graphite and everything else that's been put in there, she's kind of made her own bearing race, but there's definitely some stuff going on in there. As you saw, there's a bunch of CCCH, the Crawler Canyon Clearinghouse. We're giving a rig away, provided that MKRC shows up, because I don't know if he remembered. I barely remembered. We're giving one away. If it comes down to me just having to pick somebody, then we'll do that, right? The Costco rack got filled way too fast. I need to clear space of it. What do you think of that Proline interior weight hanger thingy? It looks a little bit gimmicky. I think it's absolutely gimmicky. And my set is in the hands of On Track. But wait, it gets better and there's more. I ordered mine from A-Main. I had to cajole A-Main because they came in stock at their South Carolina or North Carolina, at their Carolina warehouse, Ducks Lane, and it was not in stock in Chico, so they were going to wait until Chico got it to ship it to me. So I went over and I yelled at Jared at A-Main, and he was like, okay, I moved the order over. So then I placed an order 5 days later, that order and the Ducks Lane order arrived at the nearby distribution facility, the point of distribution, at the exact same time. I placed my initial order on April 26th, something like that, and I placed my other order on May 6th. They will arrive at the same time. Who is to blame for this? I would say in large part AMain. They sat on one order for 5 days. Sometimes you put in an order and it ships out. I got an order this year from AMain 36 hours after placing my order. When are we going to find out how many Tonka Winnebagos the reactor can jump? It's got the new motors in it. I still haven't driven it. I am trapped at the bottom of a well of my own design. I built this well, and I don't know how to get out of it. So, okay, let me lead off with this, all right? Everybody knows, if I'm giving something away, I'm not asking you to pay for it, but I am asking you to at least cover shipping. And if I say the shipping is, well, okay, I guess I am asking you to pay for it. If I say the shipping is $12 and you send me $12, PayPal is going to take their percentage, and then I'm going to have to pay like 60 cents to get rid of something. And that's not what I want to do. So the first thing here is the United States Postal Service announced that as of about just over a week ago, about 10 days ago, they said, we're raising our rates 8% to offset the current cost of fuel, right? I have printed a single solitary shipping label since the day that the rates went up and today, and I'll be printing more today and tomorrow and later, right, to get rid of all this stuff. A box. Let me show you. It's right here. It's right here. Do you see this box right here? This box. This is about the size of a shoebox, yes? It's 15 by 7 by 6. This box weighs 3 pounds. It's a 3-pound box. So we're not talking huge. We're not talking heavy. To ship this ground to Illinois, this box was $16. $16 to ship this. That's not 8%. I shipped an entire rig. Actually, I shipped 2. But of the 2 rigs that I shipped, one of them cost $22 to ship the whole rig farther. $16. Oh, well, flat rate are no, this box is full. This box is packed full. The flat rate boxes are unaffordable unless you're shipping a ton of weight. Like they say that they'll do domestic 70 pounds. I've never tried to test it. I think I shipped one out at about 30 pounds before. So the first thing is shipping costs are cruel. Do you use pirate ship? It's like this much cheaper, and it's a genuine pain in the ass. Pirate ship is, Shippo, all of the external shippers will save me this much, except for one. One of the international ships, I went through, it was either pirate ship or Shippo, and it was actually cheaper. And then the pendulum swung right back when I shipped the rig to South Africa, and UPS post-charged me $21 additional for parcel size, even though it was in one of those Uline boxes with the measurements stamped on the bottom of the box. So, caveat 1 is shipping be expensive. Please do assist. Secondly, I don't go in the stores. I use ShipStation through PayPal, which is not great at all. Like, it will go down for days where you can't ship anything, and then it works just fine. I don't have to I don't have to go to outside apps. Tested the Rock Scorpions last week on our 2.1 kg ZRDs. The Megs performed better than the Scorpions. See, I had this notion about the Scorpion being the size of the 2.2 Rupture, but still a 1.9, and many times that little additional sidewall is killer. So the giveaways, members is for like rigs, anything we spin the wheel for. You gotta be a member to get on the wheel. Anything else I'm giving away, cost of shipping, and if you can swing a little donation to keep things going, it would be much appreciated. Second clarification, there are things that I will be giving away today. A couple of them that not only is no warranty expressed or implied, but for at least two of the items that I will set down on this here mat right here, the contractual agreement that you're entering into with me is that we will never speak of them again, ever. If you have a horrendously negative experience, I don't want to hear it. If you have an overwhelmingly positive experience, I also don't want to hear it. Because my shortness has grown impossibly short. One of these has a JST on it. The other one doesn't. One of these has 2 caps on it, and the other one has 1. These are Furatech Python X. This one has a 9i-mod 3542-1400 connected to it. This has a Goop RC 3542-1400 connected to it. I'm done. Let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone present, whether you're ladies, gentlemen, or not, I am done with Furatech. There is a singular Furatech product, electronics-wise, still in service here. That is the 2-in-1, the Unity, that is in Rainbird. I will not, under any circumstances, even should a new thing come out, I will not be purchasing any more Furatech. So, these are free, right? Cost of shipping, throw me a couple bucks. To soften the blow, you can always cut the XT60s off. They both have their Bluetooth adapters. They both hook up to the app perfectly. I cannot get either one of these to cooperate with me for any period of time. And many people have. So here's the thing. I might put this in a mailer, an envelope, a box, what have you. I might send this to your location. You might attach it, download the Furicar app, and never have a problem with it. It might do what, I can't even tell them apart. One is a little more pink and one's a little more red. If I would just pin the throttle, it would just, and then dee-dee-dee, resync again, and I would pin it, it would go, dee-dee-dee. So, I don't know. If no one claims them, here's the thing. This is a 9i-mod 3542-1400. This is a Goop RC 3542-1400. They are absolutely free for the cost of shipping, and they come free with a Furatech Python X. You got to take it. That's how it works. Also, the 9i-mod 3542 1850s. I don't know how I ended up with 2 of these. No, I do. I bought the combo to do the test. That is the motor that came with the combo. And then I built Red Rider for Mr. Hurley, and this is the motor from that. They are underpowered for their size. Straight up. But there's a use for everything, right? And so long as that use isn't in this building and I don't have to store it anymore, that's great. And remaining thematic. My guess would be full takeoffs from a Coyote? No, because that's a shift or a 2-speed. And there's just one of them. It's a 683. It's got a slick rock. Ghoulie Moo? Coyote? Coyote. Stock electronics from a Coyote. This is the one that breaks with tradition, so don't jump too soon, because it doesn't have a radio in it, and I'm going to hold on to that SLT3 and the SR515 and put it in a giveaway rig. Because in terms of giveaway rigs, the SLT3/DX3 are some of the less offensive axial offerings. That's the Spectrum Specky, which is just a rebadged 1060. You know what? Now that they've gone to 25 spline, it's not terrible. And then the Slick Rock is what is the Slick Rock. The amazing part about it is Axial sold or gave away those sealed cans for nothing for years, and then when they re-stickered it, I was like, oh, it's just going to be the same motor. No. It somehow has less torque than the old black and green labeled 35 turn sealed can. Was it the RGR base can? The extra? No, this came in goods. This came in goods. So we're just we're keeping the circle turning. Must be BMR for season. I think. Oh my God, it could be. You know what? It could be. It could be. If there were two servos, I would say Takeoffs from a Capra, but it isn't. Y'all know where all this came from. The worst radio in the world, G4P. The worst motor in the world, 16 turn 5 slot 540. But the 2-in-1, where if you want an idea of how bad it's gotten over at Element, the FlySky FSR4D ESCBS is better than any ESC that had come previously with the Element stuff. This thing actually has a little bit of drag brake. Shout out FlySky for that. And if you're interested in it, this is the 2-in-1 that has all of the whatnots. So it's got all the lighting ports. So do you know children? Are you building a trail rig? I would say throw the motor into a ravine. But this is not bad. This is to me terrible. This is my least favorite radio in the world. Like of RTR radios, I classify the G4P as the worst. And what's crazy about it is you can buy this radio. Like they sell it. So there's the Reedy Takeoff. Then we've got a near complete Traxxas Takeoff set. TQI receiver, 2075X, Titan 21 turn. But it's on a WP 1060 RTR from a question marks. So another rebadged 1060. When I was digging through the bags, I thought for sure there was going to be an XL5 in there. Then we all know where this came from. I didn't put it in the box. Going back to Miata Commuter in the land of pants, the stock Takeoffs, the Kyosho Synchro gear. And this stuff had 10 seconds of use. It was the quick view video, outdoor portion only, and then I removed it. Right? So, you know, it is what it is. They're full suites. They're full suites. Then, wait, there's more. From whence the same hideous G4P came, general grabbers that never even touched the ground. You want to talk about factory fresh. If you pull the foam, put these on a different wheel, and they are on bead locks, so it's not that difficult to do, and you do a lug cut similar to the lug cut on a GTS, on a Canyon Trail, these aren't horrible. They're not horrible. But I just don't want to do it. TQ or TQI. This is a... Oh, it's even got the door. Full TQI. Okay. Ooh, fancy. So what I've been doing lately, what size is the General Grab was? 465s? 465, 175, 1.9. What's the email again? crawlercanyon@gmail.com. I was midway through. What was I going to say? Oh, someone said, don't I need the RTR radios for giveaways? I wouldn't give any of these away with a rig. What I've been doing is going through the collection here, and wherever I have a V2 radio link, I use that as an excuse to buy a new V3 radio link, usually an RC6, and it ends up turning into like a multi-rig shuffle. Because I look at some rig that has like a 2-speed or something, and I go, well, if we put an RC6 on that guy, I can use one of the toggles for the 2-speed, and then we'll take that one and put it away for a giveaway, and then we'll shuffle another radio around, because I'm trying to buy a minimal amount of RC4s, because I've bought so many that I'm just trying to get. What are the thoughts on the RC8? I think very few people need it. I think it is one of the premier options if you are considering between, say, FlySky, like a Noble, or an RC8. They are an absolute toss-up in terms of features, in terms of usability. They both hoover batteries. I lean towards the RC8 a little bit because the foot is not a battery. It's, you can change batteries in it. I think what it is honestly, I'm more of a Radio Link guy than I'm a FlySky guy. There's currently one FlySky radio in this building, not counting that one, and it's in a box, waiting for me to test it, and it never pops up. Like it hasn't. Is it even on the whiteboard? It's on the whiteboard in the to-do section, so it hasn't moved. RC8 was the simple answer for dual motor. Yes, 100%. Dual motor and 4-wheel steer, really. Like dual motor for sure, because he's hanging right here. Like problems with the 8. So it'll take a big battery. RC8 right here. It'll take a big battery, and you'll notice you don't leave it plugged in because this is not a mechanical switch, right? So if you're going to put it on a shelf and not use it for months, you have to unplug the battery or it will hoover the battery down and kill it. It's got all sorts of buttons everywhere, and it's the 2 knobs. So we can still have cruise control, and then we use this for the dual motor. It's fantastic for dual motor. Ergonomically, it's very good. It's not perfect. They didn't, look at that, just bam. Just there's a square notch for your square thumb to go into. And I've got big old monster thumbs. So I have to, I can't fit my thumb. I have to turn it a bit. So for most people, not a problem. For me, deep woods or tertius in the 2.2. I've not tested any of the 2.2 tertius, and I have heard reports from those who have that the 2.2s are not nearly as good as the 1.9s. And my guess is, not having my hands on them, sight unseen, that they fell into the same pitfalls and traps that many newer tire manufacturers do, which is they don't understand that you can't just go into the design program, scale it up 50% and hit make it, because then your carcass is too thick, the lugs are too tall, etc., etc., etc. But also take into account that the 2.2 deep woods are humongous. They are the full 575. They absolutely dwarf any LP 2.2. They're huge. I don't have a tire up on this rack as big as a 2.2 deep woods. They are full size. So unless you've got something real big, I would say in terms of versatility and audio failure. No, if you're not hearing me, it has to be on your end because I'm not dropping frames and my mixer still looks great. Yeah. I forgot where I was going. Oh, nope, still don't remember. So send your emails. Oh, while we're on the tire theme, somehow I ended up with, I have 3 sets of super bouncers. I know how I ended up with 2. But a third one? This is the set that was on the pickle for some good long while, so no inserts are expressed or implied. And then purchased purely for the quick view, replaced almost immediately Class 1 trenchers. Probably the highest scoring tire that I've given away in a good while. I came to a conclusion. There's no. I'm never going to use these. To the point where J Concepts came out with a bunch of Class 1s. At the on-track facility right now are the Upgrade RC Class 1 shields and Class 1, the other one. Is it Razor Wires? Is it Rock Claws? Upgrade RC now has Class 1s as well, which means 3 or 4 more sets of Class 1s will be in the building relatively quickly. I cannot build enough 1.5s. My other thought about them was that they would go on the giveaway 1.5 that I'm building. I think I already have tires for that. So there you go. Oh, UPS was here. There's motion at my front door. Is a family member. I think somebody's already gone out to get the package. Awesome. Probably cheaper us for Canadians to order new bouncers? Yes, for sure. Mr. Z, can you please quickly explain the difference between the Mias Nylon and Mias Capra usage, durability, performance? Okay, well, Mias Nylons, if you're talking about... So, I think it's this box. So, when we talk about Mias Nylons, we can potentially be talking... These are not giveaways. When we talk about Mias Nylons, we can potentially be talking about two things. One of the things that we're talking about is this, which is an AR44 width portal set of axles, center pumpkin front and rear. Consider it the love child of an AR44 and an F10P, because all of the end bits, all of the inner bits, all of them are Vanquish F10, down to the gears. You can put Vanquish gears in here. You can put Vanquish weights on it. You can do all that stuff. AR44 width, but unlike the F10, we're centered pumpkin in the front, right? So that's the AR44 part of it. So think of it more of, I guess, a centered pumpkin F10P. The other Mias Nylon that we talk about are the Mias Nylon straights, which come in 2 varieties. They come in AR44 width, which is this one, and they come in Capra width. And they are unique in that because the Capra width straight axle isn't really a thing other than in these. Then you've got the Mias Capras, which are Capra width, only alloy housed. None of us would be offended if did anybody jump when it beeped and they were like, my battery? None of us would be offended if they came out with a nylon housed Capra width offset. Okay, that's inserts. I don't know what this is. This is it so far? All right, I got delivery. Let's see what we got. It's my 2 mods for my TRX4. We're gonna go into another. Then what are the cheat codes? The cheat codes are imagine an F10 portal, but H10 width, basically. So just a little bit wider, narrower than a Capra, but wider than an AR-44. Now, the Capras are, we could call it a little bit of a premium option, but at $169 for a full set built with internals and everything, that's not really that expensive. You know, I still repeat and contend that the worst Capra axle is the one that Axial makes. And Mias kind of make, the Rhino ones are good, but they're not worth double what the Mias ones are. I would put the Mias alloy housed offset Capras at the top end of the, I'll buy these routinely, right? You know, but not like, I wouldn't consider them for every build. Whereas if your set of axles is $80 to $100, then I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to get Mias. I've seen the Mias nylon portals for $80. Speaking of charger beeps, I got 99%ed yesterday. 45 minutes from plug-in to 99%, 20 minutes to get to 100. Yeah, that's the way it works. My my dryer does that as well, where it'll be like 1 minute remaining, and then I leave and I come back and there's still 1 minute remaining. So I think it's all electronics. Just want to get you to that last percent. The other battery must have been much lower. It's at 75%, and the other one charged real quick. Yeah, I've seen them for 76. Yeah, when they have just an inexplicable like $5 off. These are $5 off. Mias nylon portals are truly the best bang for the buck and can't be beaten. I would put the ones that were out here before, the AR-44 with nylon straights. I think they're actually more useful. They have so much steer angle, and I find myself doing more straight axle builds than portal builds. But if I want to build something economical, he is absolutely correct. Directly to the Mias nylon portals. What kind of angle is appropriate for a hack side hill test? I'm working on the course while watching live. I would say at 45%. Anything under 45%, most any rig can do. Above 45%, which is 100%. 45 degrees, which is 100%. Oh, I wasn't done. Speaking of drawing back the name of Tertius, 1901s with the included foams. Are they bad? No. Are they pretty good? Yes. Do I have room for these? No. How about, I think someone sent these in, because they're still in the plastic. Part of that is on me, for airing. This would be the 1902s. I love that they just crossed a 2 on the 2.2 out. So did anybody order these previously? Is this the boxes that they used to ship their inserts out in? Because there's no way you're fitting 4 2.2 tires in here unless they're, you know, this size. And even at that, like, they're just barely going to fit. Oh, he sent them, find a giveaway. All right, there you go. Because I had tested, has it aired? The versus? Did 1901 versus 1902 air yet? I don't know. I've been doing so good lately. I've been doing so good, guys. So good, guys. 42 uploads in the month of April. I'm not doing that. I gotta stop. Like, I would like to limit myself to 30 or whatever the number of days. That's how many uploads. That's what I want to limit myself to, because what I'm doing is I'm starting to feel like it's probably unsustainable, because I typically don't put up videos 4 or 5 days a month. We call them Friday. I do this instead. 42 videos. I know there was the reactor, but I think we had 11 or 12 videos in 1 week. Just do what brings you joy. Limit the number to that. 50. We can do 50. If you record more, so when you don't have time, you have videos to upload. Here's the thing. I have no persistence of memory. So, right, like I'm giving away tires that are featured in videos that haven't aired yet. It's my own spoilers, I guess. Oh, so here's what we're gonna do. I know that I'm sure that I got emails already, but you know what? We deal with those later. Into the free bin they go to clear up the space on my bench. Loads of YouTubers try to do one a day and end up burning out. It's not. I mean, I would like to say that it's not that hard because it is part and parcel of my generation to be self-deprecating, but I don't know. Maybe it is hard. I don't know. What I know is this. I got a problem with the OT6 mullet kit that's got me stumped. Hit me! Sorry, my memory is shot. What Famonda inserts did you say for the Louis 6 year? The Famondas are all the same size. So basically, if it looks like this would be what I generally just call non-Injoras. Here it is in another color. And I thought I had some red ones up on here as well. Not to be confused with the Injora. See, the Injora's got that big lower vein, and then they go sequential, and this has, like, small, large. Any of these came out of 6 gears. Sometimes you will find these with different densities. I've had these in pink, purple, blue, this color, I want to say red. They have all felt absolutely, completely identical. Whereas the Injoras, there are truly differences. The yellow is so soft that on the bench when I first encountered them, I was like, these are never gonna work. You can't put these in anything. These are never gonna work. They're surprisingly good in the right tire. I think is this them right here? Yeah. Like, looks just like the other ones, right? These are incredibly soft. To the point where they kind of improved the Klingon by being overstuffed, like they're folded way down. These did really well. Oh, that's good. Let me catch back up. I have some truly devastating news for you all. I had to part with my Skyline in favor of a house deposit. Oh, man. Next thing you know, it's babies, and then it's just full crushing weight of adulthood. Install the reverse cut gear set in the rear axle. Tried installing it with the ring gear on the driver's side, like the ring gear for a straight axle, and the third member won't go back in. Correct. The reverse gear is reverse. So I flipped and by that they mean it rotates in the opposite direction, but it's also flipped over to the other side. Problem is, no amount of shim combinations let the axle rotate forward without binding. Placing 2 shims between the pinion shaft and rear drive shaft sort of makes it spin forward, but as soon as I install wheels and tires, I can't turn the tires forward without binding. Running the Wizard under power makes the wheels turn, but there's a massive hitching in the rear, as well as a clicking and slipping coming from the rear ring and pinion. Okay, did you shim? Did you only shim pinion, or did you also check to see if there was any side-to-side, any lateral play between the spool and the bearings? Because the best bet is if you have things taken apart, grab your friendly local caliper and measure outside to outside where the bearings would seat on the spool you removed, the spool and ring that you removed, and then measure on the new one and see if they're different widths. Sometimes no lateral play on the ring gear. Whew. Like when I first set up the Wizard, I had a similar thing where it was hitching, and it turned out to be a combination of shims required because I was too cheap to buy a name brand reverse, 830 reverse. If it's an ANW reverse and it's behaving like that, it absolutely should not. May or may not have ordered an H10 Origin on Tuesday night. Got to live up to the name somehow. I mean, I would like to hear your thoughts later, you know, after you've had it for a while. Can't drive a house. And I mean, that is true. I forgot to message you back about the four-wheel steer rig. I asked about the cogging, and you nailed it. What was wrong? Thank you. Hey, I don't remember answering it, but I'm glad I hit something. Oh, if that's an ANW ring and pinion, yeah, get on them. Because that would sound like a miscut gear, or well, it couldn't be mispackaged. It won't mesh at all if they're not both reverse cut. But if it's a name brand gear, you should just be able to drop it in. I'd rather have a house than a nice car. Same. So I've got, don't mind me. So we'll get someone to write names down, because one rig has got to leave here. They sell a kit with the right hex hubs and the reverse cut ring and pinion. Yeah, that's what I used. Oh yeah, you should not be having any problems. That's what I used in the video with the cherry bomb, and it just dropped right in. But would you rather have a house than a nice RC? Yes. Definitely house first. Where would I put all of that? Oh, the raccoon's gonna do it? All right. I hope he knows what he's in for. What is your setting on the RC6 when using one of the switches to control the drag brake? I plug that into, like, say, channel 5 or 6, the yellow wire, and I don't make any other adjustments. I make no changes. So what it looks like is, give me an RC6. Okay. We'll go with the RC4, RC6 hybrid. That's why it's the two colors. So I tend to set it to this switch right here. And at most, I might do channel reversing. And I will have this at full drag brake and this at drag brake off. Because I have tinkered and I have tried setting it up on the wheel, right? So that I can adjust the drag brake, like, not infinitely, but in incremental steps. It doesn't make a difference. Either drag brake on or drag brake off. That's it. On the trail rigs, you would be amazed. Depending on what motor you're using, you would be amazed at how fast just the magnets and the fact that your drivetrain probably has 40 or 50 to 60 to 1 reduction, how fast that slows it down anyway. The Pickle almost never has his drag brake turned on. He's on drag brake 0 all the time, and it just... I warn you all now, I will only take names from 1 to 2 p.m. That's an hour. If you're not here, you're not in. If you bitch in Discord, I will simply block you. You've been warned. Hold on. Get out of the way. Pin. Nice. All right. The raccoon has spoken. So, oh yes, those Endure magnet things, so good, right? Like, when I first took them out of the package, I was like, well, how does this work? They were so smart that they polarized the magnets so it won't go together any way except the correct way. So good. Magnets are indeed magic. They just just find each other. So good. Shouldn't I be in a squeaky raccoon voice? I don't want to be speciesist. Well, he means 1 to 2 p.m. here time. Can I get in? No! Mr. Hurley, absolutely not. What do you think about the J Concepts APCX body? I think that I will probably, not inevitably, but I will probably end up buying one just to prove my own theory, right? And thought experiments made real are some of my favorite things. I believe that might be one of the most turtleable bodies ever produced. Look at the roof. The roof of that body has to be bigger than this yoga block in terms of square inches. I think if you get that thing upside down, that's it. Like if that thing rolls past sideways and goes over, you're done. And because it's so low down, if you put that on something LCG, that's it. Like my boy the pickle is sitting right over here. Look at how much roof that is. That's a lot of roof. But now look how high the wheels are off the ground. So you almost never land like this. Because, I mean, you saw it right there. It doesn't want, just goes over. That APX would be the roof line down here. So instead of just continuing the roll, it's going to go whomp and just sit there on the roof. You're going to get to walk and pick that thing up all the time, right? Look at hyper optimized design that we didn't know was that hyper optimized. Look at the amount of roof relative to the amount of vehicle. Do we notice that there's this much, there's this much, and there's this much. This is one of the best self-righting bodies in the world. Just purely incidentally. That angle, do you see that little angle right there? That's apparently the right amount. Because the old Basecamp RTR body was one of the worst self-righting bodies ever made. Because it had just enough taper on the sides of the windows that if it went over onto the side, your wheels weren't touching the ground anymore. You weren't getting it back over. Then they threw that absolute anchor of an expedition rack on the back. The APC looks great next to the Lloyd. To many people, and I'm as surprised as any of you, they like the look of the Lloyd. I still think it, I mean, I don't think the APC is anywhere near as bad as the Lloyd or the Lloyd 2. But there are people who like both, you know. Different strokes for different folks. Are people being asked to add on too early? After the hour, everybody. After the hour. Whatever hour you're on a pizza car. The creep full body is a great self-rider for me. People sleep on the full creep. Ain't nobody doing full creep anymore. I was doing a build this last week, and I wanted to put the full forge on it. Couldn't do it. Wheelbase didn't like it. They both are military inspired. Inspired is the key, and one might argue a stretch. So I've got to do some stuff here. You might recognize this guy because I've got to take my fellow humans out with us for Wheelin' Wednesday. And we cannot, this is not trailable in its current Configuration. We've got maximum bag. These do absolutely great. Still waiting for that J Concepts K5. Well, Rock Scorpion's not there either. They must all be, they're all in the same truck. The Rock Scorpion and the K5 Silverado. So you have to think. Imagine the mindset. Oh, by the way, speaking of 20-year-olds, imagine the mindset of a 20-year-old that doesn't do tiny toy cars, much less tiny toy cars that go slow. So I cannot hand over a trail rig with this much bag. So I'm just going to take them and we're going to put them up here on the rack, and we're not going to unmount anything. We're just going to go with a completely different combo. And what we've got to do is we've got to measure. I want to set this up roughly the same. So from back of tire to hex is about 16 millimeters. And we know those are going to be way too deep, because this would be about 8 millimeters. So we just need double that. These are 18s. So just need to put 9s on it. Hey! 9s, I got 9s. I got 9s, man. Look at this. We had to make a hub box. Is that the KKV1? I don't know. You tell me. A 20-year-old with no mechanical sympathy needs to be driving a TRX4. I'm with Mr. Slayer as well. I don't know how I feel about the K5. When I first saw it, I went, huh, yeah. That guy. I cannot, oh, that's a V80. I was like, I can't believe I have a raw 500 in there. And then I remembered, yeah, it's got a V80 in there. V80 can definitely handle it. And are those Dravs? Yeah, they are. See, that kid will have no idea. We'll have no idea that, like, of what they're handling. So that's you know, these are the problems. What are you gonna do? I made them. It's partially my responsibility. I tried to bargain with the wife and say that the second one was 100% her responsibility, but she said that I was involved, right? I took a 50-50 on the blame. Do you still have the blue TRX4 High Trail? Oh no, that's been gone forever. Well, also where we're going is not like Bruce and Sheila terrain. It's definitely more capability oriented. So I wanted to send them out in something a little more capable. The wife and I are taking the buggies. And before anyone dares suggest that I just build 2 more buggies, get out. And now this works out for me double. Because I can put 18. Now I got 18s. I got 6s, 9s, 15s, and 18s. Yeah, we're gonna be. You know what we're gonna be? We're gonna be. You know what? If anybody needs 9mm hubs, just let me know. I only have a few. These wheels are hyper matte. I don't really like the look of any of those. Let's try here. Let's see what we got over here. No. Don't really like any of those either. Give the kid a Wolverine. Advantage or not to FMS? Any reason to swap AMS? No. The only downside to the servo and the axle is the lack of, like, quote unquote scale appearance. I'm just looking for 4 matte 9mm hubs. There's a third one. That one had so much thread lock on it, it actually stuck to the side of a... Those are all the same height. Hey, there we go. Oh yeah, we're after one, so hit them up. What's your opinion on tire scrub on steering? All right. So, would it sound dismissive if I were to say to you, much ado about nothing? I genuinely don't know how impactful scrub is in the grand scheme of things, based on the fact that most axles are single CVD or single universal and can't really throw that hard. I have a rig that is fresh built and is really pushing the notion of no tire scrub to the extreme, as it is flat face wheels and 6mm hubs all the way around. And yeah, it turns sharp. Does it turn that much sharp relative to something with a 18mm hub on it? I couldn't absolutely say that it does. I think that there are greater issues at play on most builds than the fact that you're running a 15mm hub. Do I think that 15mm, 18mm, 22mm hubs are optimal? No. No, I do not. But I think that the margin of error is great enough that if you're running a -10 wheel, it's not going to kill you. I think there's an optimum. Or the Grays still asking? If your name ain't green, the raccoon can't see you. Yeah, gray team doesn't count. So let me mount one of these up. We'll see. It should look pretty okay. We're gonna go sourced from the swap meet. Sometimes it feels weird to be punching the first holes in a set of tires that's probably 10 years old. That is a real nice hearty snap to it, does it not? But when I saw these on the bench, baby, those who know, know. Oh, man. Oh, man. Memory foam Pro-Line hammers from way back. And go look them up. Go look up tires and be like, how many say memory foam inserts? I haven't seen a tire with a memory foam insert in a decade. These are one. If you're gray, pay for a membership. It's cheap. It is cheap. And YouTube made it less cheap. When I first put them up, the cheapest channel option was 99 cents. And then I think YouTube did some sort of update where they put a minimum. They put like a minimum on what you could charge for a membership. And they raised all of mine. Yeah, hammers from way back. So KKV1 on hammers should be interesting. Whoo! That bead is fighting me. Yeah, I have no idea. The dot was obviously long gone off of these when I bought them at the RC swap meet for, drumroll everybody, $5. I bought a full set of Proline hammers on memory foams for $5. I was not there to buy tires. But if you see $5 hammers, you buy them. Yes, this is a KKV1 indeed. You're about a 7. Cross Titan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Extra knuckle clearance. Oh, that looks, you know what? Here's why we test. I think we'd be better off with a 15. Because that's so much coverage. Well, maybe not. No, that's 250 wide. It's 9s. It's 9s. We're going with 9s. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. That's good. That's real good. So, we're still ahead of the game. Hey, what can I get for $5? What's crazy is it was one of the last things that I bought at the swap meet, and one of the first things was $10 for a set of Trepadors, because I needed spares for Bruce and Sheila, and I was like, $10 for Treps, man. I bought a pair of Treps purely to use as spare tires on their back doors. New, fresh, have never touched the ground. So $10 was... Sleeping cat update. He did the thing where they stretch and then hug their face, and now one of his ears is tucked under his head. Nice. That's good sleeping. I just paid $60 Canadian for a set of hammers. $5. And I'm not that guy. I went up and I said, what do you want for the hammers? And he said, $5. And I was like, deal. Hammers 2008, Super Soft M2 and Ultra Soft M3. And what's crazy, not a rumor of dry rot on these. Nothing. Oh, this one does still have a yellow dot. What was the yellow dot? No, I'm not saying that they were all yellow dot. That's the only one with a dot on it. We'll assume they're all the same. I just want center pumpkin AR60s. I have an SSD Pro billet rear, but I need steer axles. I don't own anything AR60. The AR60 was effectively extinct by the time I got into this. They may have not been popular, but I wish someone would repop the Proline grunts. What was that? God, I hope that was the pile of boxes settling. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to dig through... Wait. Well, no worries of that hub coming off. Unfortunately, oh wait, no, I got it. What is that? The microphone is definitely not good enough to pick up all the insane scratching noises They're coming from the front of the building. I just know I don't like it. So I hammered this hub on here, and I didn't quite get the holes lined up. So blind truck giveaway, sort of. I don't know if it's a positive or a negative. Thoughts on using a 1/144th Gundam for a driver? Absolutely. Or what do they call them? 30-minute sisters? Yeah. You don't think I want a rig with a Hatsune Miku in it? Come on. The figures are too expensive. Yeah, if we're naming the KKV-1, I'm not opposed. It still doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name to the point where the radio says, I've lost his radio. Oh, he's got a broken off antenna radio. It says KKV-1. Oh, right, the giveaway. So there are 2 rigs on the bench behind me, and we will outline what's on them in due time, and then we're going to spin the magical wheel, and then after we spin the magical wheel, the person whose name is picked will choose between the 2, and then they will get that one, and then the other one will go on the rack, and it'll go in one of the upcoming months. So that's how that's going to work. It's blind box for right now. You have to be here. You're laboo-booing. You don't know. This is a Crawler Canyon blind box giveaway. That's what the CYOG is in the title, is choose your own giveaway. Okay, so 2 of these hexes are definitely the same batch, because this is going to make the camera shake. I don't know if I might have made the camera shake last time. Let the crowd shake. That went in easier. Looks like I got it centered better, too. Yeah, giveaways are not mandatory. If we spin it, and you see them both, and you go, well, I don't want either of those things, that's fine. There has to be like a tree branch hanging up against the house, up against this house. There's no way those birds can make that much noise. It sounds like a tiger. Also, there's the cricket is back. I gotta look. It's Fats. We have a ground squirrel. He comes out of a hole that is directly under, like, here's the bird feeder up here on the wall, and here's the hole on the ground that Fats comes out of. And he comes out of, and there's a folding table, the fold-up plastic table that I use to paint things on, right? So the paint table is out. Fats, I call him Fats because he's so fat. He gets on top of this table, and he's trying to climb up the wall to get to the feeder, which is a good 5 feet above the table. So Fats is a relentless optimist. He's never going to make it up there. This is a metal-walled building. He absolutely cannot make it up there. But you know what? I like that he believes in himself. I like that Fats doesn't stop trying. The giveaway suspense and the mysterious scratching. It's Fats! Fats. I was just talking right before I fired up this equipment for what we're doing right now. I was like, I haven't seen Fats today. Yeah. I should have named him Chunk. But when I saw him the first time, he gets up on that table, and you can see him through the back door of the house. There's a window in the back door. You can see him, and he stands straight up, full vertical, as stretched out as a squirrel can get, and he still looks fat. He's a chunky lad. And the kid was like, you got to stop refilling that bird feeder. You're going to make them all fat and lazy, and they're going to forget how to get their own food. And I said, look, each one of those birds is like a few ounces. I can't possibly get full eating them unless we fatten them all up, because I have to still devise some sort of net system to fall down and trap them so that I may eat them. Cali ground squirrels get so fat. Yes, they do. Fats is definitely one of them. There's 2 ground squirrels that show up at the bird feeder, and neither of them, one of them goes down the hole that was dug, Fats. The other one runs all the way across the yard. I've never seen the other one, the one that's not Fats, go down the hole. Apparently the hole is that's the fat hole. I need to clean off the solar panel on top of the bird feeder because my battery's down to like 50%. So it's mostly these kind of chunkers, house finches. They're just chilling out there, just gobbling up. They eat so much. Like, look at the birds just zooming in. And when they get spooked and they take off, the whole feeder shakes. We also get some doves. We get mourning doves out there as well, and they're just they're Fats caliber. And they start at sunup and they don't stop until sundown. There's something triggering the camera every like 3 minutes, which is also probably why the battery doesn't last. Automatically evicted little animal guests. Is Fats finding his way up there? Can't be. Man, this one's hair is ridiculous. Somebody, I might have to rewatch this one. Someone may have watched YouTube, and look at the hairdo on this one. Does that look familiar? We've seen this before, right? They're definitely listening to something. There's something going on. Like, they'd rather listen to it than eat, so who knows what they're up to. I get magpies on my roof and they sound like they're wearing hobnail boots. The crows around here, all they want to do is throw pine cones at the roof all day. They haven't been back in a little while. They probably see Fats. Yeah. I don't want to have to go to the ultimate solution for Fats. I think that's how it should just automatically be. The Canadian said that he's got to leave. So if he wins and he's not here, give it to the raccoon. I think that might be what we're going to have to do. Anybody that volunteers to take the names, if the person isn't here when they call, I guess we send it to the guy that took the names. Man, the mounting lip on this tire is massive. But the raccoon doesn't get to choose. Fats is definitely trying to climb the front of the building. Can you look out your window and see if Fats is trying to climb the front of the building? The burpy one can see straight shot out their bedroom window to where the bird feeder is. As soon as I get to the near the door, Fats makes a break for it. Like I say, I appreciate his confidence, but I think it's misplaced. We need a Sawtooth sticker update. Well, the thing is, Sawtooth Turner keeps the Sawtooth fairly uniform. Yeah, Fats is absolutely doing his cardio. So is the raccoon putting his name on the wheel in place of everyone else's? I wouldn't be surprised if I just got an email that just says Jerry the Raccoon like 80 times. These tires have definitely been run both ways. Why don't you put them both on the rear there, doofus? There's barely enough stub. Where'd we come out? Yeah, 250. 250 is good by me. Chat is moving quick. And I just keep working. And I know I'm missing a lot of it. So if anybody asked a question and I missed it earlier, just ask it again. I am still thinking about the guy with his clattery '06 ring and pinion. If you're not really unhappy, you should be. What is your time? It's 1:23. So there's still 37 minutes available. I had that idea when I volunteered. Have you seen RC four-wheel drive X-Locks? I can almost guarantee you before my time. Do some tires really have better grip when run the wrong way? No. I can say that as an objective statement. Some tires are indifferent. Some tires have a slightly different tractional profile, but I have never met a single tire of all the testing that we've done where the tire performs objectively, measurably, empirically better when run, quote unquote, backwards. Do you know offhand the shim sizes for the Wizard axle? IDOD. So, pretty much, with few exceptions, that's barely any meat there. With few exceptions, what you're going to want are 5x7 by 0.1 millimeter. Those will be your inner and outer shims for your pinion. And then you are going to want 7mm shims, and the OD doesn't really matter. I tend to buy CRC shims for shimming the spool, and they are 7 by 9.5 by 0.1. Now, there are a bunch of shims out there that are also 7 by 12. It doesn't matter. As long as the OD of the shim is smaller than 14 millimeters, you're absolutely fine because it's a 14mm bearing. So as long as it's 7 ID, you can have an OD up to 14. You will see 9s, you'll see 9.5s, you'll see 10s. You'll see some that just don't mention what their OD is. CRC doesn't. They just say 7mm shims. And I have measured them and they are 9.5. And they're what I use the most because they come in a 20 bag. Did I do it the right way? Yes. Nice. The right way is the way that they do better. Yeah. Tires like here's one. Here's one. Okay. I honestly, maybe because I complain about it so much, I seldom get who sells these tiny shims. You can find them on Amazon. If you search for like 7mm shims, they'll come up. If you're going to a hobby store or website, CRC, Calandra Racing Concepts, has the 7mm shims in big old bags. A 20 bag will probably last you your whole life in 0.1s. You can also get 5mm from places like McMaster Car. Crawler Canyon Clearinghouse, choose your own giveaway. Get this stuff out of here and no whining. I broke down all the acronymics for you. This is going to go like this. No. Oh, this is the one whose his power switch got ripped off, and I had to I had to tape it back on. I needed to trim this body up a little bit more. Should I do it? No. It's too late. It's already on. It's too late. The Spaniard has been breaking teeth and printing gears. Yeah, I saw that he posted on Instagram this morning. Now, you see, now I know that Mr. Hurley is messing with us. So there is KKV1 on some hammers. And I'm going to be honest with you. If this does reasonably okay, we're probably just going to leave him on there. And then we've got the easiest tire swapperoo maybe ever. Because we were just placeholding on this guy before. Yep, I still need to build a rack for all of my little bins. I haven't done it. This is just making less work for me tomorrow, which is the way I like it. I don't want to be out here on Saturday until 4 in the afternoon like I was last week. Did you get a FlySky G11P to quit? I mean, I could, all right? Check to see if you can bind it to the 2-in-1. I'm just going to come out here and say this. and I mean no offense beyond that which is implied. If you're binding this radio to the 2-in-1 that came RTR in your element, you need to do some introspection. You need to be like, why am I pairing my $250 radio to RTR gear? I mean, different strokes for different folks and all that and whatnot, but I haven't met the motivation to ooh. That's bone dry. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's just that one. We had one cough its lungs up. Probably, I'm going to guess pinched bladder. With half hour left, we're at a total of 66 names on the list. That's not bad. But what if it's your 70th element? Fair play. Yeah, no. Ooh, yeah. Get a load of this. It's either a pinched bladder. It's a pinched bladder. I was going to say it's either the bladder's pinched or the screw on the end cap has come loose. Well, I can see the end cap's kind of jaunty. So the seals never even got a chance to leak. When your radio costs as much as your truck. Yeah. Fly Sky G11P on your Enduro SE. Radio cost, truck cost, same cost. My mate fitted a frisky to his basher and drove away and went straight across a busy road. Yeah, and Mr. Raccoon, don't worry if there's dupes. If there's dupes, I can just resort alphabetically and pull any dupes as necessary. Name the KKV1 Phantom Menace. We could. We absolutely could. Ooh, that is... Ugh. That thing put its guts out. There's got to be an oil spot. When your RC truck gets squashed by a full-size taxi, that's a bad day, yeah. There ain't no dupes. My OCD is owning. Yeah. Hey, all right. I wasn't casting aspersions. We're doing the upgrades. So for those who don't remember for whatever reason, this is the Lone Ranger, which was built right around the same time as the KKV1. It might have been one right after the other. I still enjoy the RC8X. Got approximately 56 rigs on it at the moment. That's insane. Again, no offense intended beyond the implied, but 56 rigs on one radio is certifiably insane. I think my biggest number is 7. The trailing radio has 7 rigs on it. Well, there's your problem. Bladder all the way. That one might be a... oh, this one's empty. And... sheesh. Sheesh, we get to take it apart the rest of the way. Not my choice. Can the blue names make a poll? I can make a poll. Is that, yes, this is the Lone Ranger. Yeah. Yeah, Portals Straits. I don't know who I'm gonna hand which radio. We will figure that out tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. We'll figure that out the day after tomorrow. This one, the bottom of it is unthreading as well. I want the craziest kid to run the KKV1. That would have, surprisingly, that would be the older one. That is almost out. We've got the old dowel here for just this purpose. I just go to flush. Probably gonna do, I think I do 80. The older one, it has like a, like there's, it's a madness. Like he can't drive behaved. Do you use grease on the seals? Over here, all of these syringes and a bunch of these containers, I have tried probably every shock grease that there is, and I have not found any one to be superior over the other. I was a Associated Green Slime for ages. I've gone through a full tube of the ProTech. I've used J Concepts. I've used like 8 or 10 greases, and to be well and true, I can't tell the difference between any of them and just putting a little bit of oil. The pro tip, if there is one good thing that came out of the manual for the J Concepts reactor, there's a part where it says, pro tip, when you're building the shocks, throw all of the seals into a little container with shock oil in it and leave them in there for about 5-10 minutes as you build the shocks. And honestly, kind of makes shock building go faster than anything else, and you don't need anything extra. So if you don't own any shock grease, don't feel motivated to run out and buy any. I don't. In terms of longevity, in terms of keeping the insides on the insides, in terms of all of it, I don't know if it is explicitly advantageous. Just use a little shock oil. Up half. This guy. Oh, you really overfilled that one, pal. Oh, there's a, but this is going to relax, and this is going to pop the cap back off. Maybe it won't. Maybe that'll hold. I don't know why I didn't think the cap wouldn't be filled with shock oil, because it is. We don't want a hydro-locking scenario here. I use silicone O-Reese ring grease from Ace Hardware. I can't really tell if it makes a difference, but it makes me feel better. There you go. When does the Olympics come again? 2028, I think. I had to concentrate. Make sure I actually got that together. That felt good. Now what we do is we reject the feelings that well up in me and say, well, now you got to take the other ones. No, I don't. I don't have to take the other ones apart. Petition to bring back Crolympics sooner. Okay. Which one of you is going to be the intern that will assist with setup, recording, mastering? For the amount of views that got, it is definitely proven that Crolympics was a labor of love, because my God, did people not watch it. And not only did people not watch it, the number of people that didn't watch it was wildly inconsistent. Like, one episode would get 3,000 views, and the next one would get 800. So, there is, I almost F-bombed, I almost double F-bombed right there. There is such a small number of human beings that watched the entirety of Crolympics. I mean, like, 0.000000001% of the planet watched that in its entirety. The algorithm is indeed wild. And we can't even blame... No. I will not allow the algorithm being used as defensible space. Like, right now, view counts are in the toilet. So, obviously, people are out and about, and they're out doing things. And I get it. I can't operate under the assumption that everyone is going to watch everything. Doesn't mean it doesn't sting, you know. I have 2 videos in the month of May that are over 1,000. 2. And they're not even the 2 that I would have expected to be over 1,000. Because one of them's a Wheelin' Wednesday. So, subscriber numbers go up, view counts go down. That's the short summary of my YouTube. Yeah, the Kyosho is the other one. Was the Kyosho last month? I think the Kyosho was last month. The Kyosho was one of the most viewed videos of that month. I mean, I get it. Expecting everyone to watch everything is a lot. And she has definitely, we know who she is. She has definitely had a positive impact on Wheelin' Wednesday, because that was the day that Crolympics took place, and most of the post her inclusion installments have gotten more views. 2 years ago, I tried to go back and watch every video from 2023 and 2024. Wow. Did you put a Deadpool and Wolverine? Wolverine hasn't even been down off the rack. I haven't had to test a single tire. Do we got... Look at that. Uniform. Uniform on the drop. Honestly, I think we're just going to... Sometimes you can leave them to dry and they'll kind of shrink back down. At some point, I didn't feel it happen. But at some point, I feel like I turned a corner where I just don't keep everything anymore. Do next Crolympics in classes, break them up and only maybe do like 8 rigs per class. Would make it easier to digest and follow along. That's not bad. I personally can't wait for Wheelin' Wednesday on the road. Well, I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna try to keep putting it off as long as humanly possible, because the whole point was that, like, easier to do, like less editing, less involved. Like I haven't, like, we still have them. I haven't put the cameras inside the rigs in a while. And I do not feel bad about it because I'm the one that has to edit it. And not having to edit a video that takes 4 hours to edit is great. I genuinely prefer it. This guy, I want to say this guy's been in the same bay for a while now. Ooh, he is a dusty critter, I tell you what. That looked a little... No, it's still all right. That shock looked a little slippery on the outside, but I think we're okay. Yeah, no notes. That front drive shaft angle is still diabolical. But somehow it works. Grip it, rip it, and ship it. I would love to come to Crawl Olympics and crawl with my rig in a comp. Bring some people witches, and you guys can go absolutely crazy. No matter how I mount this, it's not going to be great. Well, first off, we can pop this balance plug connector off. I woke up with a headache this morning, which is not explicitly welcome. And it's this weather shift, right? Yesterday was like 70 degrees. Today is like 90 degrees. I try to think back to a time when my body wasn't at the absolute mercy of the environment in which I live. And I don't even remember it. A filmed monthly comp at the Canyon would be sweet. I mean, we can start crowdfunding now to hire a cameraman off Fiverr. I mean, you could hire one. I assume if we... I have to assume that if I... Full razor wires, by the way. If I offered to pay the kid, I feel like that would be some small incentive, but I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't kill me to offer the kid money, because they don't do anything, you know? The wife tells me I need to build a bathroom out there. I can do it. If I had enough time and warning, I could build a bathroom. Flush toilet and everything. A little bit wider on these -10s. We're at about 255. That's okay. We're not going through any gates. So sometime between 35 and 40. After that, the body is subject to weather changes. Yeah. Paid with room and board and food. And I'm still... Look. Y'all remember when I built the gauntlets? That kid owes me for life after building the Vi gauntlets. Still think about it. Like in a I'm having a nightmare kind of way. That is so close. We got that margin for error right there. Just kissing it. I think that did give me the decision. I think the small one is driving this one. The kid who was talking to you about it making the birds fat and lazy lacked a little self-awareness there. Boy, am I not saying that you're wrong. There we go. So there's the two for the people accompanying. You know what I should do If I was going to do something smart, I would look at the ones we're taking, wouldn't I? You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. I'm over here now. Ha-ha! I'm over here now. Yeah. Yeah. I have been contemplating, though I don't like bolt shuffling. But yeesh. I don't know if I want to give her the advantages, you know? I don't know if I want to give her the advantages. What axles can the caster flip be done on? Element. Old AR-44s. SSD Diamond Pros. Any axle that has a splined end where the C-hub attaches. I'm trying to think, is there a single portal axle that you could caster flip? And other than portal converted AR-44s, I don't think there are. Element portals, yes, element portals will self-caster flip for you. Oh, Boom Racing, yeah. Yeah. TRX4 C-hub swap, to a degree. Just buy either the GRCs or the knockoff GRCs. They have more caster in them than the stock C-hubs. They are definitely advantageous. I just installed them on the wife's, and it was immediately noticeable. So, I'm sitting wide out here. 290. And she is sitting at like 265. Because I'm on minus 10s. And she's not. That would be pretty much exactly where the 20 millimeters comes from. Am I on 6 millimeter hubs? No. I could go down to 6s. As a kid, I had to do anything my dad told me, and my reward incentive is that I was allowed to breathe for another day. Yeah, she's on 9s. So I think what I would do is get the hub box out again. Give me them hubs. Give me this. Why do I not have a scale tool in this box? I don't know. Got the small weights. That should be plenty. All these tools looking a little tired. That's the brand new one. Yeah. Did you avenge Robert after his brother Richard slaughtered him with the paintball gun in the Battle of Brothers? Look, they were the group that made me ask the question. I posed this question because a bunch of my buddies are of the multiples that either have a brother or multiple brothers or have sisters or have siblings. I guess that's how we phrase it. I am a single child product of divorce, so I don't know what it's like to have siblings. And to a man, whenever I've asked them, did I miss anything by not having siblings? They all would simultaneously, voices overlapping, go, no. Except my wife. My wife is always like, no, it's like a different experience. But, women are democratic and whatnot. The things that I have seen those brothers do to each other, they were playing a game where they I don't know, whipped each other with something or slapped each other with something. And, It went a little bit too far, and the middle one took a .410 shotgun and shot at the eldest one with it and blew a hole about the size of a softball in the fence. So, you know, I guess that's what, yeah, you missed out on trauma bonding, black eyes, and broken bones. Yeah. 5 minutes left. Please say I want in so I can double check my list. Mr. Hurley says, I don't like any of my siblings. I believe that's the first time I've ever heard Mr. Hurley mention that he has siblings. Oh, and these aren't even 10s. These are 9s. Yeah, these are straight up 9s. The ones that are already in the drawer are 10s. So we're gonna bring them out. Not a lot. I think going to a 15 hub on this will basically just take these out to like normal. And Mr. Turner is back. So I'm going to take her up to 15. And when I have all the wheels off, I can check shock mounts, shock status. These both, I don't mention them because I don't like them at all, period. All right, yeah, we're in the crunch. Under 5 minutes. All right, yeah. Yeah. Then I think I'm going to go down to 6s. Yeah, I'm going to go down to 6s, which should give us a bit more similar. I love these two rigs side by side because they're a great exhibition of an answer to a question. That question being, what's it worth to you? Like, these are geologic infections, 575s, coming in at a lofty 37.50 a pair. This set is fitted with Crawler Innovations Lil Nova's dual stage, which are around the same. So you're talking about $150 for tires and inserts. These are 575 geologic infections, and you'll notice that sidewall, can you find a more squared off? Look at that thing. It's a plane. Because those are squids in there. So between these two is an entire rig. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That's what they say. Yeah, that is what they say. This is my only set of black 6s. Ooh, oh. Why is that so rewarding? Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Her wheels can never be changed. And this guy's wheels can never be changed. Do pins prefer a heavy or a light rig? Pins ain't care. Well, if we're talking about these, pins ain't care. Pins are ambivalent, agnostic, whatever you like. They really don't care. And to an extent, hieroglyphics are kind of the same. Tread patterns of tread can be a bit more picky. But by and large, the only reason that these are running on inserts as expensive as they are is because the sidewall on this is ridiculous. I wouldn't be running these tires were it not for the fact that both of these are around 1 year of wheelbase. I think he's 355 and this one's like 360 or 365. So when you're getting out that long, you can definitely, like, these tires don't look oversized when you're looking at this long, you know. So when you get into, yep, see, that's the stuff. This wheel pin is too long. It's sticking out. I think we hit it. List has been emailed. Man, he is on the quick. I need to take a little bit off the end of that. You may or may not hear the sound of machinery. I thought if I left it on the end of the driver right there, like this, I thought it wouldn't get as hot as fast. No, it absolutely did. It got really hot really fast. So when you have the pin just a little bit too long like that, what'll happen is that, like, that hex sits just that much tighter than the old hex. Well, we should definitely not have any worries about that falling off. There's about 7 or 8 millimeters of thread out past the lock nut. Yeah, that's gonna draw it in. It's gonna draw it in just enough. This is how it usually operates around here, by the way. When cameras aren't on, see, we got a pin that's too long up here. How do I know? Ugh. Yep. There's just there's little aluminum shavings all over the inside of the knuckle. Can we dial it in a little bit? Yeah, I think we're all right. Now, hopefully, when we go to a 6, it'll still clear these big front weights. That's a lot of brass on there. Just metal falling out. All right, it's fine. You know what it is? It's fine. Is he going to paint his own body to put on the rig? Is that a question for me? You made me buy rock bumps, just so you know. When I had my freak chassis over at your place and you said rock bumps would be good on that thing. Rock bumps are good on anything. My brothers and I wanted nothing but to get as far away from each other as possible. There were 4 of us. Now we are 3. That's like one of those, like, it's like a whole story and just like a compact story. Once there were 4. Now there are only 3. Might as well just pull these off as well before I open up the email over there. All right. I don't know why I took them all off. I genuinely don't. I have no recollection. Yeah, what body are we talking about? Yeah, a 1/30th scale story. You got all the salient points covered, you know? Giveaway list. Wow. Look at this. Now we're going to see if there's any duplicates. And he'll be like, I'll kill you for that. I'm going to move it over here, even though it hurts my neck. Because I want people to bear witness. When I sort this to see if there are no dupes, because I'm the record. Didn't your son do that giveaway body and you're going to do a Wednesday crawl with all your fam, right? Or am I? Yeah, you are. Oh, like the white one and the gray one? That's just how they are. I could have the kid paint that gray one. That's not a terrible idea. I just have to put a base coat down on it so that the paint pens will stick. Why are you shouting? The raccoon only shouts. That's how they communicate. I mean, they might be right. I like that Mr. C picks someone is one of the choices. Putting it back on me. We've got a spin again womp womp in there. I like that. Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I don't see any dupes. Okay, look. Okay. we know what the rules are, right? But Vegas Steve missed it last time by like seconds or whatever it was. So I'm gonna put that one on there. I was rushing to get off of work to put myself in. Yeah, I saw Revolt on here. It was the first one that was on there. Yeah, Team Revolt, it's right there. Salty Bob is right there. Wait, yes, I am. Now he's noticed. All right, I'm just gonna leave this up for a little while because I'm not doing anything important over here anyway. Now we can now we go. There we go. I accidentally deleted the raccoon's message. My intention was to just unpin it, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gesturing in front of the camera that no one can see. I guess it doesn't really matter as we're done with that, right? So what I mean, I know what the ordinary is, that we ordinarily wait a while, but everything went quite smoothly, did it not? So I feel like everybody might be here. Now, spinning early only hurts me because viewership drops by 30% as soon as I spin this thing. Oh, we can do the insert. And now you can't. Oh, what am I doing over here? I'm amazing. Yeah, I don't see High Crew on there either. So, if I spin it now, which is 20 minutes early, everybody leaves. How does everybody feel about potential consolation prize? Is anybody consolation prize interested? I know we're breaking the rules. I'm just breaking the rules left and right. Yeah. We've got a second place. I'm only doing this because I didn't have to do any of this. The raccoon took care of it. So, does consolation count as disqualifying win? No. It's nothing crazy. I can't remember where I put. Came in with a batch of stuff. I don't have a use for it. I don't have any manuals. I don't have any boxes. I don't have any documentation. I don't have any of that. It's a GTSOOH. It is a iMars 3 Pro. Somebody can make good use of this, right? I don't even know how it works. I assume it works like every other GTSOOH. It's got a power cord and it's got a charger. And you plug your battery in there and you plug your balance thing in there and then you push the buttons and then you go. So if no one is opposed, we'll just spin it a second time and then someone can get this. And if you don't want it, say spin it again for somebody. Like if you're I assume the raccoon doesn't want this because he already has two. So a third one seems excessive. I have two chargers, and I was like, a third one seems excessive. So I'd take wet memory foam from 2005 because all prizes are blessings. If I never have to buy another charger again, it'll be a good day. I am absolutely pleased with the performance that I get from the iMars D300s. And I would never I would never consider like, ooh, I got to upgrade. These, they never leave. I mean, I know they can operate off of, outdoor power sources or whatever. Yeah, see, I learned my lesson. We had I had the ProTech 610 quad. I never want a charger again that does more than 2 channels, because what happened with my quad was it fell into the TV VCR combo problem. If you have a TV VCR combo or had one, or a DVD TV combo, if one of them breaks, then you have a fully functional thing with a dead thing inside of it. And one of the channels short-circuited on my quad, which would have been fine. But what happened is the alarm, the dee-doo, 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 wouldn't go off. As soon as you plug the charger in, it would go dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. So I had to go inside and cut the beeper. I had to cut the piezo off the board because the other 3 channels still worked. I gave that charger away because the other 3 channels still worked perfectly fine. Does anyone make a decent DC-only charger? Oh, I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure somebody like ISDT probably still makes DC-only. Somewhere around here in a box, and if I knew where the box was, I would offer to give it to you or spin the wheel on it. I've got an old ProTech. I've got an old ProTech that's DC only. Hoda, that's the other one. The GTSOOH D300 works fine as a DC charger. Yeah, the D300 is a charger that I would recommend pretty much to everybody. I rarely have to restart them. I just leave them plugged in. They don't have a giant list of irritating menus that you have to navigate through. And that's the thing. Chargers become this topic. They become a topic, right? They turn into, well, why do you like that radio? Or why don't you like that charger? It's not that I dislike it. The best charger is the one that you don't have to think about. Plug battery in. is navigating through the button presses to charge that battery is that easy to do? Can you just be like, channel, chip, charge, boop? Excellent. I don't ask for more. Every balanced charger is gonna balance charge. They're probably not gonna blow stuff up. If you ask 100 people what charger you should buy, you're probably gonna get 40 different answers. My answer would be a D300. You probably need one of them. They routinely go on sale for $100. When they're not on sale, they're $120. You can get the EcoPower version, which is the exact same charger. Yeah, I have a $100 Amazon charger similar to the D300. The architecture inside the chargers is not going to vary that much. Yeah, one that works. Yeah, the old B6. My God, the B6 has been around since the invention of the lithium polymer battery. I used a Sky RC. I think it was a Sky RC. Some kind of B6 variant for ages. The worst ones are those cheap-ass used. Well, if it's just a little USB-A dongle, I don't even know if I would. I don't know if I could. IMAX. That's it. IMAX B6. Yeah. The charger I bought 12 years ago has the same interface and display as the one I bought last year. Yeah, the ProTech, the duos and quads from ProTech, if you buy one today, it still has that same Indiglow white text on a blue background display, dot matrix display, that's been coming on chargers for 20 years. I have the EcoPower Electron, same as the IMARS, but I much prefer the display on the IMARS. Oh, does the EcoPower have a different display? It's like full color on this one. Well, yeah. Yeah. I like the D300. It's easy to read. Mine is black with a screen. Charges batteries. What more do we need? Yeah, I've been ogling getting a power supply and running these on DC because they tend to be faster. DC to DC tends to be faster than AC to DC. But what's my rush? I'm charging 1300s and 2200s. They take like 45 minutes usually. My Timex Ironman with Indigo was mint in 1993. Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's do it. Let's do this. I'm maintaining. I'm sticking with what I said. I'm not bringing them out until after we spin it. So we'll do the spin, and we'll see if we have to spin it more than once. Although everything was hyper curated this time around, we might only have to spin it once. Why are all these? How many radios? Jesus. There's literally radios everywhere. All right. All right. I'm going to do this right here. I have the Venom Quad just because of how many batteries I have. I opted for 2 IMARS D300s. I have a black one and a white one. We'll do the usual. We'll do this. Yeah. Yeah, Lee Jordan's ready to log off. As soon as he sees the spin, he's going to be like, I'm out. All right. What charge rate do you guys recommend? 1C. 1 times the capacity. Charge 2200 at 2.2. Charge 5,000 at 5 amps. That's what I do. Everybody ready? Get steady. Let's see. If you don't have a YouTube, you won't win. We'll see. Spinning to winning. Well, I mean, this isn't helping beat the accusations, the YouTube accusations. This is not helping the YouTube accusations. Scandalous. Hasn't he won before? No. No. Okay. Now, we know he's here. So we go remove. Well, not that it matters. I click remove as if it makes any difference. We start a new one next time. Oh, that's true. Mr. Hurley does not have a YouTube, and he won. This is probably one of the only places that Mr. Hurley actually goes on YouTube. So, this is a 50-50. Okay. We'll set him down, and then we'll break him down. Okay. Right. First part of the 50, and the second part of the 50. Okay. We have two radically different approaches here. Okay? Number one is our man Tank. This is a red cat body from something. Kaiju something. All right? We've got, I believe, Canyon Customs inside Scorpios. We've got gold and silver 105s. We've got the full suite from a Vanquish RTR, VE1, VR1, VM1, but a 45 kg blue case up front. These are TRX4 axles, TRX4 gearbox, TRX4 drive shafts. We've got the full brass, real, not clone, GRC knuckles with brass outers. We're all brassed out. It's smooth as all get out. These are Coyote shocks. And not to bury the lead, this is a brazen... this is the brazen chassis back when they were making them out of steel. So it's got that full patina on there. Apparently, I saw this on... somebody was selling one of this chassis on Facebook Marketplace for like hundreds of dollars. Yes, these shocks have been to England. I don't know all of the places that the rest of it have been. And there's that with the full Vanquish. This is the man who some few of you may have gotten to see the build, and then he never got a name, and he sat there on a skid, never got named, has been driven like 2 times. I don't know why the Joy Spark never came down with us. Again, the aforementioned V2. It's got a V2 on there, and this is a weird one. This is the silver Injora carbon fiber chassis for 10 Pro. You'll notice you can't see the motor. That's because it's a Mini. That's the Fusion Mini 16. So we've got a 96. I think it's a 96 spur. That is a 96 tooth spur, and I think a 12 or 13 tooth pinion on there. So it's like 7-to-1. 60 kg Gotek up front. AR-44 with the axle snapping. Don't mess with your endpoints. Don't mess with your endpoints. This thing will try to snap its own drive shafts. And that is a TRX4 rear. So this is a flipped Creeper T. So he's already said Tank. All right. So this one back on the shelf for later. He has chosen that one. Easy peasy. And I know for a fact, oh yeah, that thing is okay. No battery, but if we want to talk, oh my God, all the foam blocks, all of them, all the foam blocks. If we want to talk about differences in outcomes, so, ooh, boxes. This is RTR minus a battery. So let us, just set those anywhere. Let's just drop a 2200 on top of it. Okay. So Tank coming in at a smooth and svelte 6.7 pounds. Mind you, very little in the way of added weight. This scale only loses its mind on camera. 3,000. 3038. This is a 3 kg boy. Mean whilst, I don't know if I would actively advise a 2200 for this guy. But, you know, what's the diff? 2200. AKA just 4.98. So this guy without a battery is 4.65 pounds. So yeah, this is 2 pounds lighter than that one. So they are very different approaches to the same thing. There's also, is this on track? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! We need to spin. We need to spin again. We gotta spin again. All right. Oh, yeah. And we know he got a new job, so we know he can afford to cover the shipping. And it won't be that bad because it's just going straight up the West Coast. So it can't be too bad, right? Maybe we can name the nameless mullet before it gets given away. That way it'll feel more real, I guess. We're back over here, and we'll do another couple shuffles, and then we'll do this. And we'll see what we get. I know that guy. Unemployed again? You had a job for like a week? Is this guy is Mr. Steffi still here? We're waiting for signs of life. Can any is he here? Can anyone at? That's him. Sir, would you care for a Genzace IMARS? There you go. He's definitely here. All right. It's on the line. If I could zoom in on the wheel, I would. They wanted me on a 60F foot man lift, and I said, hell no. That's awesome. All right. So everything will go out sometime during the week. I try not to rush. I try not to overrush. Sometimes it happens. What was I gonna say? I had a thought. I had a notion. Oh! Right. Just keep spinning and throwing stuff on the table. It's great. Hey, there he is. See, he was holding him. He was holding him back. Spin again. I need old beadlocks. All right. This is fortuitous, as a 12 by 12, a 12 by 7 by 7 is a pretty good box size. That was a fantastic ASMR noise. Y'all know what's in here. More work for me! That's what's here. So I thought I was unpinning it, but instead I deleted it. And now I unpinned it. Jeez. If only he knew how things worked. Wouldn't that be amazing if he knew how things worked? smells super weird. Smells super weird inside the box. Well, the magnets are definitely strong. I just want to pop one out. It's heavy. Spinners, bruh. Yeah, smells like $100 bill. Look at the size of that bearing, though, if you will. And you see how there's the extra pad right here? $50. $50 if you want to add the other one. And you must, oh man, you guys, really? You couldn't deflash it? There's some absolute knuckle shredders in there. Maybe they're supposed to hold the lock ring better. Here's the deal. I don't even know where I'm going to mount these. I don't even know where. Oh, he said spin again? Where did I miss it? Wow, this is. Oh, he did spin again. All right. I was already off to unboxing. A bonus spin. We're spinning again. Boop. We wait for combination. They are the lock rings? But are they the lock rings for Proline wheels? Or are they going to fit just wheels? They fit Vanquish and Proline. I don't know about others. Think anything 0.8 inches wide. So anything with a, okay, spin again, he says. I knew it was going to be hard to get rid of the charger. So it should fit Trio. Mr. Hackney. Haha, spin again. Sorry if I missed it, but did you get the Proline weight hangers in for review? That's literally what I'm doing right now. Trails are too wide. Trails run. Okay. My review of this is becoming rapidly negative. I think it might mount up. I think it might mount up on trails. Because trail's a 20 millimeter ring. Should be pretty close. Did he show back up? If these things only fit Proline wheels, then my review is can file that one. the outer foam, the outer foam feels like an absolute butthole. The way those trails break down is pure nightmare fuel. You don't like the, like, look how normal they look from the outside. And then you realize, it's just an absolute rotor vein just shredding around. That's all the front is. So you got to make sure to line it up to where the holes go in the holes. Got to line your holes up with your holes. Spin it again, Sam. Da 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 da. Why is this so hard to get rid of? I don't know. I have one other set of... Son of a crap! I'm putting it in the box with the tank. It's his problem now. If I gotta pick somebody, and I'm not sending it to the raccoon because he already has two, it's going to Washington with tank in the same box. Oh. This is unbelievable. Patently unbelievable. All right. How's that? Yeah, let chat decide who needs a charger. You know what's weird? Without the magnet, yeah, without the magnet, the magnet is pretty strong. But without the magnet, if you just do this, you can feel the weight not moving. So if at any point you hit anything and the magnet gets knocked out of alignment, these are not going to work anymore. They will go, wow, wow, wow. Okay, it's right there. Also, there it is. I was like, where's the bag with the little brackets? Proline says that they will fit most 1.9 beadlock wheels. Let me grab an absolutely ubiquitous Amazon 105. There's no way in hell they're fitting these. Maybe if deburred all the way. Those little nubs are quite substantial. We should all have to do a bunch of cleanup and prep work to get our $100 product to fit. I realized they couldn't afford to pay hands that know what they're touching, or even supply them with flush cutters. Yeah, no way. Absolutely no way. That is incredibly well, they won't pivot. They won't pivot and they won't move. What are we looking at? Yeah, there's no way. Look at that gap. And then that's about the correct gap to grab a ring. There's no way. Baby Jesus, there's no way these are fitting on your typical, dare I go so far as to say, standard width 1.9s. Okay, let's go with the super thins. Can you spin one open? When you spin them open, you can see the weight move. And if we pull this off, and we'll slap it back on the other way, so that you can watch the magnets. But once it's closed up, it doesn't spin freely. That weight is in one spot. Like, it's weird. If it's staying at the bottom, I just feel like any amount of foreign substance is just gonna stop that. Well, it's funny, as RC Maniac, you're not far off. I bought these, and at the same time I bought so these are the Who Crawler for F10 Portal, which is what the twins run. These weigh more than these. These were $33. I'm not doing what every other channel does, which is succeed. Hey-oh! I'm not doing what every other channel does, which is I'm not going to shill the shit out of these, because when I saw them not in my hands, I was like, as someone said, 35 points of failure. This is a one size fits. Oh, well, not even an issue here. Absolutely no chance. Let's see. Oh, no, maybe. Maybe. This size barrel, the part on this circumference diameter, this is not like standard. This size is going to vary. These are 48.25, and they are they just go. We'll grab some other no-namer. This is HYBDX. Those are 48.5, which means they're going to get really tight. These are 48, so they're going to be sliding around. The only standard in this industry is no standard. 48 even again. So, my God, are your results. It's designed to fit their own wheels and inserts. But, look, I don't want to go off on a rant. But, here's the thing. If you're going to sell this, and you're going to sell it for $100 for 100 grams, 208 total, I think it's 100 and change per side. If you're going to sell this for $1 for 2 grams per dollar, yeah. If you're going to sell this for 2 grams per dollar, which is incredibly expensive based on brass, seeing as these are $31 for like almost 300 grams. So we're approaching 10 grams per dollar instead of 2 grams per dollar. You gotta throw me a bone here, okay, Proline? I'm talking directly to Proline. This feels like ass. This foam feels worse than the foam that comes on the outside of the dual stage inside a stock Canyon Trail. And that foam is designed because they know that people are going to take that vehicle and try to jump it over the levee. Okay? This foam is so firm, you can see the dents left from the screw notches, and they're still there. Right? They're like permanent. Okay? Yeah, brass rings. Right? Yeah, compared to the white powder, it is not too expensive per gram. But let me get a no-name, brandless outer. Does it fit? Here's a crazy idea, Proline. If you're gonna charge $100, how about the box has, oh, I don't know. Do I have multiples? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Let's do this. Look at that. That's real. That's real. Some Tims. If I had opened this square, if I had opened this box and I saw this, I would already feel different. All right? I would already feel different. If they gave us multiple densities, and so help me, sweet infant baby Jesus, if they start coming out with, well, Flub already has it. I'm going to do it right now. Guys, I'm furious. Furious. Because my expectations were so low. There they are. Okay, you ready? Are you bolted down and buckled in? Okay. Flub Tech. So that's Flub Tech. Flub Tech 475. Make a guess now. Just say it in your own head. What is it going to cost? Inserts are printed in our brand colors. They will come in one of two colors, random selection, green or purple, which to Mr. Hurley would just be the same thing. He wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Okay. What would you guess that two Flub Techs to go on the outside of these cost? Some of you already know. Let's just scroll down here for you. $43. $43. Guys, I feel like I've been taking crazy pills. If these turn out to be the best thing that has ever happened to tiny toy cars that go slow, it's still too expensive at $100 a pair. The notion that a 3D printed outer for this costs $2,150 each, somebody should get arrested. Someone should get arrested. That is, no. Let's go a step further. Remember when I said you got the one weight and you can buy a second one? The second one costs $50. $100, 43 for the flubs, $50 for the additional weight. You just spent, someone's already done this, has got $193 in inserts for his front axle. $193. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Did I feel the same way about the Vanquish Brass? Yes, absolutely. Is $90 too expensive? I don't care who made them. I do not care if that brass was hand-rolled on the thighs of virgins. $90 for a pair of knuckle weights is crime. Somehow, $90 so a $400 pair of Vanquish weights. Yeah. Then you get your Vanquish wheels, $70 for the pair, and then you buy hubs, and then let's throw scale hardware on it as well, and then choose your front tire. Let's go with, I don't know, something Reefs. Reefs would be the most expensive tire option that I can think of off the top of my head, and you will have a $400 front set between inserts, tires, wheels, custom. For $43 for a pair of inserts this big, mind you, $43 for this, you'd better be able to say, I want that son of a bitch printed in plaid, okay? Not, oh, you get whatever color we give you. Jesus Christ. You have the look about you of a man. I feel like going full gunnery sergeant. Steers and queers. You ain't got no horns, boy. Like, God bless. God bless everybody. I'm hanging on by a thread. Somebody just spent $200 for front inserts to put in their high racks. Guys, I'm hanging on by a thread. We have instructions for 10-3 portal, 10-3 straight, and TRX4. Fitment on any other option? Question mark. So you know that we're absolutely going to try putting it on something that's not any of those things. I don't have two sets of identical AR-44 straights or portals to test them on. I'm just unbagging today. I'm just unbagging. Okay, first test. Yeah, okay, it's still G8. Smells like a butthole. God, they are little. They are little. I'm not mad about the size. I am here all the way for a 4.55. I'm all the way here for a 4.55. And look at that. They made a foam for it. So they're picking themselves up. Nice. We got some unnecessary hexagonal nonsense in there on the edge. I mean, not wholly unnecessary. In absolute utter moments of terror, it could help prevent a tear at the lip. It is a little guy, though. Trail Tusk is a little guy. G8 has been consistent, okay? Here's the thing. I talked an unnecessary amount more similar to China G8. This still has the stench of just straight G8. Yeah, there's more of like a neoprene sort of wetsuit odor to the OE compound. And then thickness-wise, yeah, these are still thick as a brick. I mean, these are basically J Concepts wall thickness. I don't know what they're doing over there in the Proline OE factory. But they're doing different stuff. This foam feels slightly over firm. Just feeling it here in the hand, on the bench. But I have readily admitted that in the far ago past, I talked about G8 too unflatteringly. Because G8 is the Michelin Treadwear 800 tire. That's what these are. These will do a pretty good job crawling a rock and doing the other things. Where you going, buddy? Provided that your rig weighs like 9 pounds. G8 can absolutely excel. Almost virtually the entirety of the trail fleet. I often forget that these are members of the trail fleet, and I make blanket statements like no member of the trail fleet is fitted with J concepts, except the $150 worth of rock bumps that are on this duo. But most everything in the trail fleet are on G8. The Camels, the FJs. There's a lot of G8 out there because when you put a bunch of G8 weight down, why would you want these versus Tusks? Well, the seller that they've got, which they hid, and then they were like, oh, we forgot to mention. Here is just a regular, there we go. Here is just a regular Tusk, and it's full sexual dimorphism here. Like, it's way bigger. So, you know those rigs that you have? Where are you guys going? You've got those rigs where Toyo Open Country is like the perfect pick. These are basically the same size as the Open Country. This pattern is going to get you there better than an Open Country. The Open Country punches above its weight, but it's not. Oh no, the whole building leans that way. But it's not a Tusk. It's not a Tusk. Anybody who, the first email that I get about the Charger, whoever emails me about the Charger and says, hey, I'll take that Charger, and is willing to pay for the shipping of it, is getting it. That's how we're going to do that. That's how we're going to do that. So these will now go on the whiteboard. They're not on the whiteboard yet because they were in a box mere moments ago. And I think that they're going to do reasonably well. Do I think that they'll come anywhere in the hemisphere? How tall are the new Pro line? 455s, man. Which is a perfect portal size, honestly. Like if we hadn't figured out the tires immediately on the Ultras, these would go straight on the wife's half cab. These would have gone right on the half cab. And they might still, even though her KLR-Ms are fantastically good on that rig. This would be a great test place for it. Do you think you're ever going to do a scale rig that's even above the scale quality of your FMS Landy? I would say Bruce is still he's my most scale thing. Yeah, these would, 455. Also, they would fit the Defender because she's on. I could try these on her Defender as well. It's starting to feel like, regardless, it's going to go on one of the wife's rigs, either for testing or forever. Oh, you thought we were done? No. Remember at the beginning of this when I hollered and I said that I made 2 orders from A-Main, like, I don't know, 5 days apart, 8 days apart, something like that? They arrived together. I ordered these on April 26th, and I ordered this the day before yesterday. So this is another sub 48 hour. I have to assume, let's see, is it Ducks Lane? Yep. Charlotte, North Carolina. Fair Street, Chico, California. A-Main be wildin'. They had to have sat on that 35. They had to have sat on that one for a while. We're going to do a test here. We're going to see if Tank fits in this box. Sheila is sporting the Dash RC. They're they look kind of like retros, but they're really heavy. They're all over Amazon. They're like $35, $36. They're chrome. Ooh. Rocklaw, Class 1. Shield, Class 1. And then to complete the set, Shield Class 1, Rock Claw Class 1. Hey, more tires. Put them on the list. Standard reactor body posts, because I need to fabricate a body post adapter so that I can fit the Bel Air. I bought the wife a present. She doesn't know. We're going to go unbox, unbag, because unfortunately I saw a picture of it. Would everybody like to see the most expensive bumper of all time? And if it were not for points and coupons, this never would have happened. But against my own better judgment, and because it looked so good, this is going on the wife's half cab, because oh my God, it's gonna look so good. It's gonna look so good, and you know. Basically, all you need to see is that, right? If anybody shows you that hang tag, you go, eee! This bumper cost very nearly as much as all of those tires put together. It's going to look... So, oh, and by the way, it's got the little IPF lights that bolt on right here, and somewhere around here, I mean, I no longer want that bumper. Like $90. I think this bumper is like, yeah, CC stands for cha-ching. I want to say this was like $90. I mean, her rig already cost an absolute fortune, so what's the difference? And guess what happened to be in stock? I don't want you to see it yet. You didn't see it. It moved too fast. Okay, we'll probably have to take the... Oh, yeah. Oh, look at... Guys. It's perfect. It's perfect. You should have just built her one. I still need to make a bumper for Sheila. That thing, I'm not kidding. Can't even wiggle. That's getting tacoed. We're just gonna make sure that we don't ship it UPS. Because lately the UPS boxes, I mean, a couple foams, fore and aft. There's even room. Where is it? Where are you at? There you go. Where are you at? Oh, man. A little bit of packing material? I do need an $800 micro welder. I'm glad that someone reminded me about that, because I do. So this is working out amazingly. Ask me a rhetorical question. Ask me a rhetorical question of, hey, how many reactor bodies do you have painted? Well, as you can see, I've painted this one. And as you can also see, I've painted this one. So, you all know what I bought a body for. We're going to let you decide, okay? We're going to let you decide. Chat? Or to quote that guy off Instagram, I can't get enough of it. Live, Laugh, Loy. You know the guy? What up, gang? And his wife goes, huh. She jumps every time. What up, gang? Smash that like button. Subscribe. Okay. which one? We're going to have the kid do like the paint, right? So like I said, I have to make an adapter for this thing because the rear body mount is right through the back window. And these body posts are hexagons. The body posts are hexagonal. So rather than trying to duplicate it, I just ordered some body posts, and I can use those to build my adapter to move the mounts out here back, right? Because it wants to sit kind of right about there. And no matter what, we're going to have to arch these up. I've looked up a couple pictures of it mounted, and the fender wells are cut way out on all of them. Maybe there's a vehicle out there that's so super wide it can be run without cutting these down, but this is not one of them. So, there's that one. There's the easiest one. There's going to be the easiest one to paint. The Snoop Nose. The one that, like, if you were going to race it, if you were going to actually do what this is intended for, this would be the body. This one is, I think they claim 330. They claim 330 on this guy, but that's what I need to do. I need to put those posts way up, because look how much better that looks up high like that. That's the problem. It's sitting down way too low. This is the 330 wheelbase. This thing claimed 330. It's really more like a 325. So I was just using a giant sanding drum on my spindle sander to sand these out. But, I mean, honestly, it fits great. It's a J Concepts body on a J Concepts, so it fits great. Yeah, this thing, I think I just realized it now. It needs to be like up there. And if we're up there, I might not have to trim it very much. Just put it sky high. It's not like that weight is going to really affect this thing. Anybody that says too much noise has never been to a Monster Jam. I still rank it as the third loudest thing I've ever heard. First, AV-8B Harrier hovering at an air show, which I equivalented to, it sounded like the sky was made of canvases and God was ripping it in half. Second place, NHRA Winter Nationals. Top Fuel and Funny Car. The question of which one is loudest is, I don't know. I can't hear anything anymore. Third place, Monster Jam. And right behind Monster Jam is Kart IRL, the Indy race. I saw the Indy race at California Speedway. And that one goes into fourth because when they're really far away from you, they're not that loud. When they come right and they pass in front of the grandstand where you're seated, it sounds like a bunch of jet engines going by, and you go, ah! Even with the earplugs, it's so high-pitched. But these, just for the pure, raw, furious sound of the Monster Jam is unbelievable. You feel it inside your body. It's a J Concepts reactor, home of the worst manual known to man. And then we have the third option. And I don't know. It's not cut out because it is not one of those that comes pre-cut. But I don't know if it changes anyone's opinion when we say, Ford Aerostar fools! Come on! I mean, when I was ordering stuff before, when I ordered the reactor, they didn't have it. And then when I saw it in stock, I was like, oh my God. Especially that the rear fender wells go up into the back wall of it. the the van. I mean, as far as most ridiculous options go, the van. Here's the deal. They are all getting cut and they are all getting their mounts done to mount onto this. It's just which one gets done first. Grandma's grocery getter. You know, it's not that wide either. You could honestly, I think you could put this on a crawler. And that is 330 wheelbase, right? Yeah, it is. 330. You've never been blown up by an IED. That's true. That's true. The wood panels on the van wouldn't even be that difficult because you can just get contact paper, you know, for like lining the drawers in your house in the 1970s. Ooh, 18 paint job. Now I kind of want to put, now that I've seen the van, I kind of want to put it on a crawler now. You know what? I've been so distracted up till now that like I don't even mind all the additional work that I've made for myself tomorrow. It's fine. The whiteboard, when we leave here today, the whiteboard is going to be absolutely chock full. It's going to be absolutely full. All those tires. Someone pointed out in a comment that the chassis hanging on Dusty was almost unbelievable on the 425 FYR test. I don't disagree. My hope and intention is to put him on a flat skid. I'm gonna put him on a flat skid because, let us not forget, Dusty was not actually built to be the class 1.5 test guy. He just became the... We getting some overtime today? It's only 3:10, Mr. Hurley. We don't usually finish up for about 20 minutes. This thing has got a whole extra butt flap level down to there. I think I'm going to go right across there. I don't think we need the extra butt flap. Ooh. I feel like this is from the older school of Proline bodies. This thing is not rigid. This is the opposite. It is Proline, right? Was this J-Con or is this Proline? Oh, it's J-Con. That explains why it's so thin. I was like, man, that Bel Air feels like a tank compared to this thing. That also explains why it was so cheap. This thing was like 35 bucks. That regular price on that Bel Air is like 50. It was on sale. That's why I bought it the first time. Yeah, this plastic down at the bottom. Well, this is another instance where we can't really fault J Concepts. They do genuinely sell these bodies for people that race these things. The Parma school bus on the reactor would be awesome too. I know. If I remember right, though, it's a really short wheelbase. It might be the 10.75. It might be shorter. I know it'll be real. We need to take a little bit of that off. I'm going to go at the bottom because as many of times as I've tried to cut back on Lexan, I've been unsuccessful so far. This is one of those episodes where I'm like, people that do score and snap, how do they even do it? I guess it's just being comfortable with what you're doing. Is this an Aerostar? Yes, it is. European here, what's a funny car? So, it's a dragster, but it has a body. Like Top Fuel is like what you think of when you think dragster. Right? The big, long, tiny, little, skinny, thin wheels in the front. I need an image that doesn't link to a YouTube video. There we go. Nope. All videos. There we go. There you go. That's a funny car. Like, oh, hot for teacher? Come on. America. You could have a long debate as to what is more America. Is it dragsters or is it monster trucks? I don't know. I would say dragsters, but also monster trucks. We can't say truck pulls because, man, the Germans love it. The Germans love truck pulls, man. This thing is real thick up here in the front. This body is honestly feeling pretty comp because it's so big. We're not getting anywhere approaching clean cuts on here. But it's really light, and like you would definitely want the... We did come up with truck pulls, that's true. Mud bogging too, that's us, right? I know other places do it. That's why I'm so amazed that jet sprinting was the Australians. New Zealanders? Australians? One of the down under peoples came up with jet spring, the tiny boat with like a huge V8 in the back. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, look how low down it would... Am I going to have to buy another one of these? Who do I've got that's a 330 wheelbase? Who off the top of your head is a 330? Eddie. I do so many 330 wheelbases, and now off the top of my head, I can't think of one. No, he's like 305. I don't know if too much body is a defensible position when the Bel Air is significantly larger than that. Who have I got that's 330? Do we think that Bel Air body would fit a crawler? Ugh. Where did I set it? Like it. I don't think that it's really emphasizing 18-inch ruler. I don't think it's emphasizing how long it is. This thing is at least 23 inches long, and the overhang in the back is large. I mean, it looks fine on this because those overhangs are not a problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to say that I don't think of the three, this is the best looking one. Really long class one. That's why as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm ordering one of those. But I mean, it's just kind of dumb. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to find some place for it to sit. I'm also going to have to, like no trimming required. Put the posts on and it just mounts. Yeah, it sits just right like that. Unsurprising that I believe the Aerostar is available in a bunch. Isn't Wolverine 330? I think he's closer to 350. Painted like a Cybertruck, just metal with some rust patina on it. You know, that stainless steel rusting rapidly in the Walmart parking lot. Boy, it's amazing how dirty the one that's been run 2 times is. I'm running out of places to... Perfect. Yeah. It's definitely a thing. We're getting into a thing. I can't stop buying bodies. Here's the thing. I almost walked over there and grabbed her rig so that I could stick this bumper on it. And I was like, dude, brother, how about we put the tires back together for the rigs that we're going to need in a day and a half? Are you going? Yeah. The problem is that Gary Busey is already painted like an Aerostar. Every Aerostar I can remember was that two-tone blue. If it came in other colors, I have no active recollection of it. All Ford Aerostars were two-tone blue. So, ooh, that did not slip. That was concerning. What did I do? I picture all Aerostars as maroon. I don't know if I've ever seen. I think they only ship the blue ones to California. I don't know if I've ever seen a maroon Aerostar. In high school, one of the guys, like that was their parents' car, and he would get to drive it, and we went many a places in the Aerostar. Back in the days when you could still have a vehicle that had the doors that opened, and you could drive it with the doors open, and it wouldn't be all and like yell at you. Like my car now, that if I'm in a parking space and I want to make sure I'm not too close to something, and I open my door and look down at the ground, and the car is like, what have you done? How could you open the door while the vehicle is in gear? And I'm like, we used to ghost ride cars, man. Open the door, put that thing in gear, and get out. I love the Soundwave thing. Man, on clearance at the IKEA, Frekvens, didn't realize that it had already been discontinued at the time. And they had about a half a dozen of them. And they were like $20 a piece. And I bought that one and I brought it home. And as soon as I plugged it in, I was like, oh my God. I should have bought all of them that they had. And by the time I realized this, they were gone. Gone. Can't find them on the internet. Can't find them anywhere. Then they had a bigger one that could do like the waterfall effect. You could make it look like the Matrix. And I put it off and I was like, I really want one, but it's like $80. I really want one, but it's like $80. And then I went back, discontinued, gone. So, snoozy loozy, we need to live our lives more by the Costco rules, where it's, if you see it and you even think you want it, You better buy it, because the next time you go back, you'll never see it again. Chrysler cars will automatically put the car in a park if you open the door because too many Chrysler owners were running themselves over in their garage. That's the thing. The rest of us have to pay. The rest of us have to pay. I just want to see how close I am to the curb. Yeah, but if you open a door on that, if you open the driver's door on that car, and I complain, but I do not complain too loudly because there are 4 cars on the insurance. And the most expensive one is that Subaru. The Subaru is the cheapest car on the insurance. So, because it's got all 5-star things and it's all-wheel drive and it has a bunch of tattly devices on it, you know. When you get that thing from your insurance company that says, oh, we don't need you to send in your mileage on your car because we already know how many miles are on your car. And I'm like, well, I don't like that. I've never taken it in. It hasn't had a smog. I haven't do any of that. Do the Offspring know they're going? Yes. Will they forget by the time we're waking them up at 7:30 that morning? Probably. But as all of you know, it's no grand secret here in the Canyon. Wheelin' Wednesday takes place on Sundays because the wife has a real job. And some of you might remember what Sunday is. If not, you have plenty of time to go out and buy something because it's Mother's Day. Here in America, I went straight bad British to bad Australian. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, and the wife was like, I think I know where I want to go on Sunday, which means that's where we're going. That's where we're going, and that's what we're doing, and the kids don't get to say a word. They get to get up bright and early. They get to get in the car. We get to go. That's how that works. Nice. So it seems like it was just that one pin that was out. That was last Sunday here in Spain. Oh. And still, one of my most cherished comments of all YouTube comments was the guy that was like, I've been trying for 20 plus years to make my wife show any interest in RC at all, and she has shown none. And then she watched 2 installments of Wheelin' Wednesday, and now she's asking if she can go with me to an RC thing. And I was like, don't tell my wife. She must not know the power that she wields. You know? So we're going to be ready. I've charged 4 batteries. I need to go around with the checker, see what we got. I think I need to charge 6 more. Does your Costco plonk a pallet of something for sale, and when they run out, another pallet with other stuff ever changing? Yep. And then it's worse, the stuff that's like quote unquote seasonal. My wife loves these little baby quiches, and they have them for about 2 months, and then you don't see them again for 10 months. They had these little veggie bite things there that I thought were awful. Oh God, they were like orange carrot something. Ugh, they were terrible. And the wife loves them. And I managed to buy them twice. And then we went back and they were gone, and we haven't seen them since. So Double-edged swords just swinging around. All right. Well, those of you in the know, what's a quiche? It's like an egg pie, basically. The best way to explain quiche is it's like egg pie. There's a quiche that is like eggs and then like 5 different cheeses, and it might be the most dense thing that you can eat. Like, you can eat one little wedge of it and you're like, I'm good. I don't need to eat again for 48 hours. I miss when Mimi's Cafe, if you live in a locale where they have Mimi's Cafe, it was French, like, influenced, I guess. Now they've rebranded because how many people want to go out and eat French cuisine with the family on a Chicago-style omelet is the best. That's what I'm going to use from now on. I'm just taking that. Chicago-style omelet is the best explanation of a quiche I've ever heard. It's a deep dish omelet in a crust. Yes, Chicago-style omelet is it. I miss the quiches from there. It was like the only time I ever ate quiche. Because, again, how many people are sitting around on a given day and going, man, egg pie. I would, I try to avoid the quiche that has onions in it. I like onion, but I'm not fanatical in my love of onions. Hey, he kicked for the shipping. You know what? We've made a big-ass mess today. Big old mess. I told myself before I started that I had one basic goal. Oh, by the way, for all of the people who have suggested the Avenger paint job, it comes with all of the... Like, it's not a coincidence that the Proline Bel Air looks like the Avenger. That's what it is. That's what it actually is. So it has... I could just paint it black and stick all the stickers on it. It is black, right? Avenger's black. maybe that'll be the lazy one. We just paint it one color. Won it and done it. Oh, it's green? Even better. I've got a fresh can of green. Thought those... No, the Aerostar came with... typical J Concepts contributions. 2 different grills and some taillights and some basic J Concept stuff. Yeah. Nothing fancy, and I've lost all of the decalery for the Snoop Nose. So, not only the decals, but I've lost the window masks as well. So, I have to cut my own window masks for that. The 57 Chevy is probably the same length as the base camp body. Fantastic. So, on to the whiteboard. Oh, so many things go. So many things. Oh, half completed thought. My only thing that I had set aside for myself to do when we started this was cut out the fenders for the pickle. These are the Element inner fenders. I wanted the ABS ones, but probably out of stock, never to come back into stock. And we cut out an Aerostar instead because I honestly did not anticipate them coming through and delivering it today, even though today was the scheduled delivery date for the one box, which was the Rock Tech. And the scheduled delivery date for the others was May 12th. So, on track, beat that by just a little bit. All right. I have a bunch of batteries to charge tomorrow. Oh, it is ever so stress-making to make sure. Is all the radio gear? Are all the mics ready? Is the camera ready? Do we have 4 controllers? Do we have at least 8 batteries? Is everything in the car? So I have that to look forward to. And then before Tuesday, I have to rebuild and refill these 4 shocks. Put it on the whiteboard! Put it on the whiteboard, everybody. Let's just get this guy over here, too. He's been sitting here the whole time waiting for nothing. We came. We saw. Patent pending. Assembled in USA with parts made in USA and China. Class 2 tires from 4.65 to 4.9. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Class 2's up to 4.75, guys. They have to say 4.9 because they make Trepidors, and they're going to assume that somebody's going to put Rock-Tech in Trepidors. Somebody would do it! Can you sign Tank before he leaves? Sign Tank. It's on the whiteboard now. That's probably one of the only reasons it could possibly happen. Because I'm not saying I'll forget, but... You know what y'all are? The best. Doesn't Tank's original owner? Utah. Somewhere in Utah. Yeah. So Tank continues his endless journey. What springs do you run on the 2 mods? Usually Element, but Traxxas will work as well. So I will see you all in the Discord. I'm going to go get a coffee drink imminently. Hey, Miata Commuter coming in the overtime to drop a $5. See, sometimes OT pays off. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers and products of mothers. And I think that covers everybody. I will see you all in the next one. I'm going to put some stuff away. And then I'm going to get a coffee drink. And I will see you. The members already know the schedule. Usual stuff. Thanks so much, everybody. We're going to find out what the wife wants for dinner. And then, well, you know how that works. That's what we're eating.